Hello. Just a moment. Hello, Daniel. Hello, Adrian. We will wait maybe for 5 more minutes just to be sure that all our participants have joined us. Okay. So many of you joined us today. It's a real pleasure. We have over 20 participants till now. If you have any kind of technical issues during the webinar, if you will have to leave the meeting and then rejoin us, no worries, we will approve again your request. And just as a matter of fact, maybe you are wondering right now why you can't say anything to us, or why you can't share also the camera with us. Just a brief process of the webinar. When you are joining us, you will have that you will see that the microphone and the camera are turned off. You won't be able to turn them on. But if you have any kind of questions or remarks, or if you want just to say hi to us, you can write down the mentions in the chat section. We will answer to your questions after the presentations of our guests, but also in the end of the webinar when we have that Q&A section. Okay, so 3 more minutes. Guys, shall we wait for 3 more minutes, right? Daniel, Adrian? Okay. And now I'm going to answer to Miss Alexandra Kazan. Okay. Hello, Mr. Claudio. Sure, in 2 minutes we will start the webinar. No worries. All right. So, hello once again to all the people who also joined us in the last moment. Welcome to From Zero to Hero, webinar hosted by easySales and eBay. It's a real pleasure having you today here. Again, I'll repeat what I said some moments ago, just a brief process of the webinar. When you're joining us, you will see that the microphone and the cameras are turned off. You won't be able to turn them on. But no worries if you have any kind of questions or suggestions, or if you just want to say hi to us, you can write down the information in the chat section, and we will answer to your questions after each session of presentations or at the end of the webinar when we have the Q&A session. Okay. Right now, just a brief introduction. I'm Eugenia Miulescu. I'm Key Account Manager for easySales. I handle the customer onboarding process for easySales, and I help the customers understand how to maximize their sales potential on online marketplaces. Before diving more into the webinar, I'll offer you just a brief presentation about easySales, but more will be told at the end of the webinar. This information is also useful for those of you who haven't tested yet our platform. easySales is an integration platform that automates e-commerce activities for online sellers, allowing them to sell on multiple channels with ease, reducing operational costs and growing their business. In easySales, you can connect your online shops, marketplace accounts, billing software, and couriers. But you'll find out more about easySales in the last part of the webinar. Moving forward to the next slide, the webinar process will be the following one. You will find out how you can be helped by eBay in growing your business. You'll find out useful e-commerce statistics and trends from eBay. You'll find out what does selling on eBay involves from an eBay customer perspective. I'll offer you an easySales overview, and you'll see how you can connect an eBay account in easySales platform. And at the end, we will talk about, we will have that questions and answer session in which we will answer to your questions. Now, I'm also very delighted to present to you our guests, Daniel Biran and Adrian Slota. Daniel Biran, she's the head of business development for Europe, Middle East, and Africa eBay. She and her team are responsible for helping small and medium-sized businesses transition to online exporting, creating customized onboarding solutions, professional training, and strategic partnerships to help eBay sellers grow their businesses globally. Thank you very much, Daniel, for being with us today and for making this webinar happen. And after I'll present also Adrian, we will hear Daniel's speech. Thank you, Daniel.
Virginia. Hi, everyone.
Okay, and now moving on, we have also Adrian Slota, the founder and CEO of desshop.ro. We met Adrian for the first time. He's not an easySales customer, but he's a very good professional, and we will get to know him in his part of the session. More details about Adrian: he manages a pre-owned auto parts store located in Agigea, Constanța, in Romania, who has been in business for over a decade. In 2019, he began listing his parts on eBay, and currently he has a workforce of 40 individuals. Thank you, Adrian, also for accepting our invitation and for being here with us today. It will be our pleasure to listen to your successful story.
Hello, thank you very much. Nice to meet you, everybody.
Great. All right. In the following minutes, we will listen to Daniel and Adrian's speeches. Daniel, please tell us more about how can eBay help the Romanian sellers to increase their sales. And once you're ready, you can share your presentation.
Thank you so much, Eugenia and Adrian, and to the all easySales fantastic staff. It's been a pleasure working with you so far. And thank you to all the participants that are here today. I fear that I may be the only person on the call today that has zero knowledge in Romanian. So excuse me, my presentation today will be in English. If you have later any questions, you can, of course, also write it in Romanian. And I will ask Eugenia and Diana to help with translation to English. Just a few words about myself and my team before we get going. I'm based in Israel. I've been with eBay for over 6 years now, and I'm still amazed that every single day. My team is in charge of all the countries in the world where eBay doesn't have a local website. And this is also true for Romania. We don't have an ebay.ro website. And for this reason, our focus is always around export. And today it will be around how we can help sellers, businesses from Romania grow their business globally via eBay. I will soon overgo it in my presentation, yeah, but we have many different platforms at eBay. The most known one, of course, is .com, but we have a lot of European ones as well. And how we can help you as Romanian businesses start your activity. One of the reasons that I'm very excited to be here today, you may not know this, but this year, 2023, is the first year that we will be entering Romania. We already have thousands of successful Romanian sellers. Adrian soon will share his story, but we were never active in Romania. Never we had customer service specifically for Romania or any programs designated to help Romanian businesses. We're very happy to launch it for the very first time. So you might be among the first to hear about it. So very exciting stuff. Without further ado, I will share my presentation with you. Just 1 minute. Okay, can you guys see my screen?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, perfect. So I will start, from the more general, and I promise to get really soon also to the details of what we are here to offer you today. But I think it's a very interesting time to be talking about, about commerce in general, about retail, but also about e-commerce. It's an interesting time because let's take a minute to remember COVID. Now we're talking about, of course, let's say a decrease in demand, some sort of economic crisis in many countries in the world. And many people were really in a rush to eulogize shopping malls during the pandemic. And it got me to question myself, yeah, what is the deal about shopping malls anyway? Yeah, so some people, of course, will come and say, first and foremost, it's the selection, right? You have everything abundantly, all in one place, many stores, brands. Of course, it's very colorful and diverse. I can share that my daughter is only 3 years old and she already loves going to the mall, even if we don't end up buying anything. Yeah. And it got me questioning, why is that? So I think that beyond everything that was said, it's also about the experience, a shopping experience, browsing, yeah, the novelty around it, not just about consumption. Actually visiting a mall, and of course it's only for some of us, yeah, my husband will probably disagree, but just going to a mall is a fun activity on its own for many of us. And this is experience that any mall, yeah, of any kind, also an online mall, yeah, wishes to deliver to the, of course, clients. Now, like I said, it's true also for a marketplace like eBay. And before I will deep dive into this experience and also the experience that we as eBay, we wish to give to our clients, I'm often asked, yeah, how should a business enter new global markets? And luckily, and I'm sure that our fellows from easySales can testify, you have many options today. Yeah, you can have your own website, you can sell on a local marketplace, a global marketplace. Is there the best way out there? And to help me answer this question, let's remember for a moment Donald Trump before he became the president of the United States. You're probably wondering, okay, what's Trump has to do with it? And the answer is, I don't know if you've ever watched the show The Apprentice. In Israel, it was huge a long time ago, yeah. But there's that episode where few teams compete for the best sales results for setting up their lemonade stand. Now, I realize it sounds simple, but evidently what we saw was few different strategies that the different teams took to win this. Yeah, the best price, a very unique recipe, the name of the business, you just name it. Yeah, but the team that ended up winning was, and as Donald put it, yeah, the first rule of business is location, location, location. The team that ended up winning the contest was the one that chose the most lucrative location for their lemonade stand. It was right downtown, where all businessmen are taking their lunchtime out. And what I choose to see in that, yeah, it's that it's not very different for e-commerce, right? The first rule, mandatory to succeed in sales, is traffic. How to even bring the buyers to first notice your products. And just a disclaimer, yeah, for you guys wondering who is this guy in the picture here, this is Piero Midyar. He founded eBay back at 95. And just so you know, you can't go an entire presentation without a graph, right? So indeed, reviewing the traffic of the world's leading retail websites, you can see, yeah, half of the monthly visitors, half of the traffic is at marketplaces. The other half is of really, really big brands, such as, you see the names, Samsung, IKEA, Apple, yeah? And I think a huge advantage of marketplaces is that the buyers are already there, actively searching for products and of course, also in the mindset of shopping. The conclusion that I can draw from this is that if you're not a huge brand like these ones, you cannot simply overlook the option of a marketplace to grow your business. And by the way, it's not just traffic. Yeah, online marketplaces also have nearly half of the share of digital purchases at the end of the day. So numbers talk for themselves. Now, getting more into a marketplace, yeah. I do want to stress that the marketplace is way more than just traffic. And let's go back to the experience here. And I can share with you also globally that eBay's strategy is going into a direction of having a managed marketplace, having a solution for every need out there that sellers and of course also buyers need to have in order to have all in one place experience. So of course, we're talking about payments that were introduced nearly 2 years ago, yeah, managed payments, managed logistics, also fulfillment in the, of course, top high potential markets in the world, marketing, sophisticated marketing tools in-house that you can use for your eBay stores, reporting, data, insights. I mean, this is the buzzword these days, of course, and you will need it to find your pricing, your competitors, of course, your understanding of your market and the demand. And one element that maybe is not listed here is personalized support. And here I want to tell you that for this, we have set up a unique program to support personally Romanian businesses that are just starting out on eBay. Bear with me a few more minutes and I will get to share with you more about this unique program. Now, our mall, eBay, is one of the largest out there. Yeah, you can see the numbers. We're talking about over 1.6 billion live listings. It's a crazy number. Yeah, and look at the numbers of the buyers. Yeah, just comparing it to your local market, it's crazy amount of buyers that are already in the marketplace and are already engaged. And I want to continue about the focus that and the experience that we will create for our sellers, the businesses, yeah, that wish to grow their business on eBay. So as I mentioned before, yeah, we have quite a few different eBay sites. I'm guessing that even if we have few eBay sellers in the audience today, some of these sites may come as a surprise to you. The top three, the biggest ones are obviously ebay.com for the United States, globally, United Kingdom and Germany. But usually the journey that we see for sellers is starting out with one eBay platform, of course, understanding the hang of it, growing, and later expanding. And this is also, of course, possible via many tools that are out there. Yeah, expanding very easily in the click of a button, usually, to other marketplaces. Like, let's say this, you choose to sell on ebay.com. Later down the road, you can just replicate your listings to also be shown on eBay Germany in German language to German buyers. This is usually the journey, and big sellers often sell in few different eBay sites. Now I want to maybe drill down more to look at Romania. And as I mentioned, very first time for us now this year in Romania. We already have 7,000 different Romanian eBay sellers. Of course, also grew quite significantly during the pandemic, and we are continuing to see success there. And the most amazing thing is that if we crush the numbers and the activity of Romanian sellers, we will see that every 2 minutes, an item is sold by a Romanian seller to the world on eBay. This is amazing, and of course, a number that we are, with our presence now in the Romanian market, we strive to make way more impressive. Now, what are Romanian businesses selling on eBay? And I gotta tell you, it's not very surprising. Yeah, we see that nearly 1/4 of the sales is auto parts and accessories. And the reason that it's not surprising, first, because this is the biggest, most successful category out there on eBay. eBay is the largest marketplace for auto parts and accessories. And also, luckily for us, a very strong vertical in Romania and a very successful one. This is followed by fashion, many also international brands of clothing, shoes, wristwatches, accessories. Hey, it's now the season to buy sunglasses, right? Electronics, collectibles, also huge on eBay. And of course, also business and industrial. eBay, it's a B2C platform, but also many business related, industry, could be, parts for machines, could be networking, also often sold on eBay. The top export markets, 1/3 roughly, is the United States. It shows us that Romanian businesses love to sell on eBay.com, followed by the big European marketplaces, Germany, UK, Italy, France, and of course, a long tail of close to 190 different countries in the world that you can sell on eBay. I will go really quickly around this part because I just want to maybe open your mind a bit as to business opportunities and some sort of use cases of businesses that we see on our work. You may find maybe your business here, or maybe just a source of inspiration. So first, this is an example of a business with an established, known local physical store. Entering the digital world and to export via eBay. This is a very known use case. In this case, it's a family business run by the senior father, and the digital transformation is led by the younger son, as it often does. In this model, really, the entry barrier is already very low. Yeah, the inventory already exists. No need to take care of the warehousing. Yeah, and the business already knows what sells best, knows, of course, knows their clients, what the vertical is about, what is selling best. Yeah, and this way they were able to list many of their items on eBay and also reach a significant exposure, yeah, around the world as well, and grow the business quite quickly in this model. The second one is actually one that I really like. Yeah, this is a story of a man, yeah, that had like a unique passion, a unique interest, yeah, and he turned it into a business. Yeah, it's a collector of these small car models. Yeah, he already has like a great understanding of the vertical because of his personal experience and liking. And he already had, of course, also the connections with many suppliers, both locally and globally, as the buyer. And what he did here is he purchased a really large inventory, a good inventory in advance, in cheaper prices, and of course later sold it in profit to individual buyers around the world. This is a model that we often see with collectors, also very keen in, let's say, wristwatches, yeah, and like unique wristwatches with high demand, ones that are more hard to find. Outlet. So this is an example of a local chain selling, branded sunglasses, other fashion accessories. And what they did, they expanded internationally with eBay, not using their own store name, not their local business name. Why? And this is also something that we see a lot. The reason is that they wanted to differentiate prices, yeah, between their local market and of course international markets. And of course, sell like could be previous lines or collections in discounted prices internationally. The barriers here are also very low. The business already had a strong activity also online in their local market. And of course, they could just replicate all of their items from their local website onto eBay and also enjoy a spike in sales when, the season might be winter in one half of the world, but it's summer on the other half of the world, luckily. So, of course, seasonality always plays a role as well. And finally, this business is a one-woman show. She's tailoring dresses by demand based on online orders only. So here, as you can understand, the owner does not have any physical store. He doesn't need to store substantial inventory. And here, what I can tell you is that after the business on eBay grew, she hired 2 more employees, one for the customer support. I will also tell you a little bit about that, and 1 for the marketing, of course, justified by the spike in sales. So just few examples. There are so many other examples, like you will hear from dear Adrian after me. And now for the reason that I really wanted to meet you guys today here. I want to tell you about the online journey of new sellers and how we can support Romanian businesses in undergoing this journey. Skip this one. So we've created a unique program that is now offered for the very first time also in Romania. It's called eBay's Growth Program, or Growth Accelerator, if you like. And here we have a crew of eBay experts, our own eBay people, that are supporting eligible businesses with a very personal program and many also financial benefits when you're just starting out your activity on eBay. So first, I want to tell you that I know starting a new business activity on a new marketplace is not always intuitive. And this is true also if you have already your own website, or if you're selling on Amazon or eMag, it doesn't matter, And what we've seen is that sometimes, having some hand holding, someone to ask the question, someone to guide you can be the whole difference, when you're just starting out. And this is the focus of our growth program for new sellers. You will have your very own growth manager from eBay to guide you and educate you how to do things properly on eBay, from starting your eBay store, listing items, also in bulk. Obviously, you will not be listing manually one by one when you're a big business with hundreds or thousands of items, right? Covering topics like communication with buyers, the performance on eBay, of course, to have top-rated status. This is the desire for all sellers. And of course, promotion tools. Now, what we will need from you, of course, we will need someone will be the project owner for eBay sales, and will also, of course, be in touch with the growth advisor and undergo the trainings. And here I want to say something. If you're active on, social media, Facebook, YouTube, whatever, you probably, same as I do, you probably see many posts, from mentors or whatever, telling you, you can sell online on eBay or Amazon, it doesn't matter. Invest 1 hour a month and generate gazillion dollars in sales. It always makes me laugh because it's obviously not true. I wish it was, but an eBay business is a business like any other thing. If you want really to succeed, and many businesses that we're supporting have the potential to become the next generation of top exporters, from Romania, from other countries, you need to invest in it, and you need to have, of course, the same dedication that you have for other, other areas of the business. So also something, of course, to share in advance. Also, you will receive from us, as I promised, free benefits, a free store subscription on eBay for the first 3 months of your activity. High selling limits. This is because we want, of course, to see you grow quickly. And of course, listing thousands of items right from the start with our support, sometimes using a subsidized third-party vendor to help you complete this. And last but not least, also marketing benefits. you will get 60% off for using a discount tool. It's called Promoted Listings. If you don't know eBay, you probably don't know it yet. The ones that already sell on eBay probably know it pretty well. Basically, as I mentioned, a lot of personal support to get you the best start out there and make sure that you are successful. And just before I wrap up, yeah, I'm going back to the question that I asked in the beginning, if you even still remember. What's the best way, yeah, for us or for a new business to start selling internationally? And the answer is that, as I see it, yeah, it's not a question of which channel anymore. It's a multi-channel world. Buyers shop in several marketplaces. I don't know if you've seen like a normal buyer having, many different, windows open on their computer. And businesses eventually want to meet their buyers wherever they are. And the bottom line is sell everywhere to sell more. And of course, I encourage you to come sell with us on eBay. Please scan this QR code. This is the QR code leading to our program. Please leave your details and apply. Our team would love to be with you, to be in touch with you and start supporting you. I will also add this link in the chat in the next few minutes so you can copy it. And thank you for listening. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate.
Great. Thank you very much, Daniel, for this wonderful presentation. I'm sure that our participants found out some really cool and important information for their businesses. So now, dear participants, if you have any kind of questions based on Daniel's presentation or about eBay in general, you can write them down in the chat section, and I'm sure that Daniel will answer with great pleasure to you. We can wait for 2 minutes just to be sure that we'll leave the time to our participants to write the questions. And afterwards, we will move to Adrian's presentation. We will hear some insights from a very good professional eBay seller. So maybe 1 more minute. We will have also a Q&A session at the end of the webinar, but I see that Miss Annie has raised a question. Daniel, what are the fees, for example?
Thank you, Annie. So there are several types of eBay fees. The most important one to consider is what's called final value fee. Basically, it's the fee for every successful transaction that is taking place on the platform. It changes by category and is exactly the same for all sellers in a certain category. You can take into account roughly 12%. This is the final value fee. Other fees to take into consideration are for businesses, a store subscription, a monthly one, ranges usually between tens of dollars to hundreds of dollars a month. It depends on the number of listings that you would like to list onto eBay. And here, as mentioned, you will get this for free for the first 3 months of your activity. Other than that, just as a tip, of course, I always recommend sellers to also check logistic charges, having a market research, understanding what are the different logistic charges by different couriers to different countries in the world, something to be added to the price of the item, because usually, the best practice is to offer free shipping on eBay and adding the price of the shipping to the item's price. And of course, the seller's margin. After all that, what you would ideally want to see, is to check the competition on eBay and see if, generally speaking, you're competitive. It means that you do not need to be the cheapest, but if you would say that on all your items, you are much more expensive than all of the competitors, and I would say that probably your chances of success are not that high. But often what we see, of course, is for some sellers, in some of the items, they are more expensive. In others, they are, of course, cheaper. And in addition to the price, of course, there are a lot of things that matter. The logistics, the customer support, of course, having the performance and good rating on eBay, and the good seller standing.
Okay, Thank you very much, Daniel. We have some more questions, but I think that you will answer to them at the end of the webinar when we have that Q&A session, just to continue with our flow. Okay, now we are moving to Adrian Zlota. We are excited to hear your successful story about selling on eBay. When you're ready, you can share your presentation, Adrian.
Hello, Eugenia. Hello, Daniel, and everybody. Thank you again for the invitation. I'm just gonna share my screen soon. Can you please let me know if it's visible?
Yes, it's okay.
Okay. So hello again. Thank you for the invitation, and thank you, Eugenia, for the presentation and the introduction. And Daniel, it's really nice to hear the plans that you have for Romania. That's really encouraging. So I'm just gonna talk a little bit about myself, about our business on eBay, and about some tips and best practices. So my name is Adrian. I am the founder and CEO of this shop. We are a second-hand car parts store located in Romania. We are specialized in second-hand car parts for small commercial vehicles, vans, trucks, but also other industrial construction and construction parts and equipment. We employ a team of over 40 employees, locally most of them, but we also have remote workers from Romania and from the Philippines. We only have listed around 5% of our stock on eBay, meaning about 11,000 items. Unfortunately, we can't list everything on eBay because most of our parts are big and heavy, or big and heavy, and cannot be easily shipped outside of Europe. Even so, we still have many thousands of items in the process of being listed. We export our parts worldwide, with the top countries being the USA, UK, France, and Germany. For shipping, we primarily use DHL. We use their expedited service named DHL Express, which has been really great for us. As you know, everybody wants everything very fast, and I know there is no other service faster than DHL at this moment. We also use GLS and DPD for shipments within the European Union. Since we started selling on eBay in 2019 and invested in methods and tools to list our products more efficiently, we've experienced a 15 to 20 increase in overall sales. eBay has also been very, very helpful in refining our workflows for shipping and handling orders, allowing us to improve our overall operations. Our presence on eBay has expanded our reach to new customers and markets. A few important tips and best practices on eBay that I know are very important and that we strive to accomplish. Good communication is key, and engagement for a successful eBay business. Always reply to buyers quickly and kindly, showing that you care about their needs and want to provide great service. Check your account often, even hourly if possible, and use alerts or email notifications to stay on top of updates. Be quickly solving buyer problems, and even if buyers are not fair at times, you need to take you really need to take some hits. This is just part of the fun. You need to accept all returns and understand that the buyer is usually considered right by eBay. This is common knowledge across sales online on all marketplaces, and the sooner you understand and accept this, the better. However, if a buyer takes advantage or is mistaken about an issue, calmly and politely explain the situation to eBay. You will be surprised at how often eBay will side with the seller, especially if you build a good reputation. Work to resolve negative feedback by addressing the buyer's concerns, offering refunds when necessary, and politely requesting feedback revision. Remember that you only have a limited number of feedback revisions per year, so aim to avoid negative feedback in the first place. There are only 5 feedback revisions allowed per year or per 1,000 feedback received, so not that many. It's also good to know that the negative feedback disappears after 1 year, so you're not stuck with it. But still, it's better not to have them at all, right? Listing optimization. So when creating listings, give buyers all the information they need with clear titles, great images, and many item specifics. All of this improves your visibility in search results. So the price is not always the lowest price is not always the best choice. To get more buyers and improve your reputation, think about offering free shipping for small items and free returns. This is not always easy, but I think it's worth it in the long run. All of these small things build trust, so show that you care about customers and can lead to good feedback and more sales. eBay's algorithm favors and exposes sellers who are engaged. So be proactive in managing your account. Try to avoid red flags like cases closed against you, canceled orders, late shipments. These can greatly negatively impact your account and overall sales. Keep listing item regularly to maintain a strong presence on the platform, and try and become a top-rated seller. This is not that difficult. You should look into it if you start selling on eBay. So overall, our experience with eBay has been highly rewarding, and the platform has played a significant role in our growth. I'd like to underline that eBay support has been extremely helpful in addressing issues that arise, especially when dealing with buyers who may abuse the system. You will encounter some. There are not so many, but there are a few. Remember, a well thought out, polite, and professional email can go a long way in resolving any challenges you may encounter selling on eBay. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope these tips help you on your journey on eBay, and feel free to reach out and ask questions if I can help in any way.
Thank you very much, Adrian, for your presentation, for all the valuable insights that you've shared with us. Right now, as far as I can see, Mr. Claudio Cilibiu raised a question to you. For example, Daniel, from your experience, how is the home and garden niche going? Obviously, I'm referring to conversions.
So you just beat me to it. I'm just typing the answer to the question.
Okay.
So, yeah, but verbally is always better. Home and gardening is also one of the biggest categories on eBay. As you know, yeah, ones that are in this category, it's also one of the most diverse one. Yeah, you can find stuff from home for the kitchen, usually very diverse, and it's continuing to grow. I think the spike in this vertical grew significantly during COVID. One of the explanations was that people spent more time at home, and of course still do, as some of us are still partly working from home, wanting to decorate our home environment, making it more convenient to us. Now, I can't answer conversion specifically because, of course, it depends on what you offer within your store. And again, this is one of the biggest verticals out there. What I would suggest to do to see what is the conversion and, of course, what is the subcategories within this huge category of home and garden on eBay. There are tools also within eBay, a tool called Therapy that you can use to conduct market research. So you can see for a specific subcategory, what are the prices, what are the items that are sold, what is the conversion, and this could help you, of course, also choose which family, of products to target more in this big world of home and garden.
Thank you very much, Daniel, for your explanations. I see that you also answered to Miss Annie and Mr. Video. Thank you very much for doing this. If they have more questions related to your answers, I think that you can also answer to them along the presentation during the webinar, but also during the Q&A session at the end. Okay, and I see that Mr. Cosmin has a reply for Daniel. Sorry. So Hey, Daniel, I just wanted to say thanks for your presentation. It was really helpful. By the way, I was wondering if you have any tips for creating great eBay listings. I'm planning to sell some items there and I could use some expert advice. Thanks in advance. Okay.
I can go for hours, so please stop me if I'm talking for more than 1 minute. First, I want to tell you that if you apply to our growth program, you will get, let's say, a lot of content around this because it's a very important question and a very big topic. But just, to share with you a few, let's say, fast tips, yeah? So first, if you ask me what is the, top important things about listings, I would say first the things that you can see from the outside, yeah, before you get into the listing. Photos, obviously, yeah, and here usually the best practice is to have at least 3 different good photos of the item from ideally from few different angles of the photo on a clean white background. This is the best practice. The title. And here, as you may know, you have 80 different characters that you can use for titles. You also have a unique structure based on you should write your title to include, of course, all the specific, let's say, search terms that are indexed to the listing. Also something that we spend a lot of time going over. And price. Yeah, and here I would suggest, before you go into extensive, tools like the therapy tool that I suggested, simplest thing to do, just search your best-selling item on eBay. If you're selling on ebay.com, go to ebay.com. Look at what other top sellers on the top of search results do, yeah, how their listings look like, and of course also the pricing, and you can understand. Beyond that, it's item specifics. Item specifics are, the unique identifiers of the items. You have specific fields on eBay that you need to fill. In case you don't know, every such item specific is strongly indexed into the search results. It means that the more you invest in it, the more fields that you, of course, fill here, the better chances for your product to be seen, of course, on eBay search at the end of the day. Also something very important to consider. One final tip, logistics. Always we go hand in hand with logistic companies, of course, offering a free shipping. Usually we tell our best sellers, offer a free shipping that is, standard or economy, add the price of the shipping to the original item price. And in addition to that, also offer an expedited express shipping option for an extra charge. Sometimes the buyers will be willing to pay more just to get the item more quickly. Just examples, yeah, auto parts, very strong. Yeah, of course, Adrian can also tell you, sometimes if your car is broken, you will need it, in the next few days. You will not wait 2 weeks or 3 weeks to get, your replacement for your car. Also could be someone buying a present for his spouse's birthday. A lot of, late bloomers that are remembering last minute. Always something, important to do. But then again, I will add again the link to the growth program. I really hope that you will apply and you will get tons of information and useful tips around that. Before forwarding next, Adrian, I wanted to ask if you have anything else to add as an eBay seller about the listings and what you do to optimize them.
Yeah, well, what you said, I think the images are the most important ones. Of course, the title. We also use a custom description. I know for me personally, when I see a listing, with the description, just one sentence, it's not that attractive. But these are the most important things. Images, well lit images with a white background, multiple images, and a good strong description and strong title with all the keywords inside.
Okay, thank you, Adrian. I want just to highlight a question that was put to you from Mr. Claudio, and then we will continue with the webinar. And at the end, we will have that Q&A session that I mentioned at the beginning of the webinar. Mr. Claudio wrote this. Adrian, first of all, congratulations on what you presented to us. Strictly speaking about the eBay marketplace, what is the return rate that your store has?
Oh, well, fortunately on eBay, it's less than our domestic sales. So here in Romania, at our front office and within Romania, our return rates are about 15 to 20%. And on eBay, it's less. It's about 10% on the US market, around 7 or 8% on Europe, and about 5% globally on the rest of the territories. So that's a good thing for us.
Okay, thank you very much, Daniel. Thank you very much, Adrian, for your insights. Now I'm going to share my screen and I'll show you briefly, I'll present to you how you can connect an eBay account in easySales platform because we have integrated eBay US, UK, Poland, and Germany. After this small presentation, we will start the Q&A session, and I think that we will have maybe some more minutes, more than 15, in order to answer to all your questions. So again, for the last ones who have joined us, you have the microphones and the cameras turned off automatically. If you have any kind of questions, please write them down in the chat section, and we will answer to your questions in the Q&A session. I think that it will be almost in 10-15 minutes. Okay, in a moment, I'm going to share my screen, and I'll kindly ask you just to confirm to me, maybe Daniel or Adrian, if the screen is seen. And in a second, let's see. No, in a moment. Window. Just a second. Okay, now you should see my screen. Do you see an easySales account? Yeah, okay, thank you very much. Well, as I was sharing some information at the beginning of the webinar, is mostly important for the ones who haven't tested yet easySales. easySales is an integrator marketplace integrator. It helps the online sellers to connect in one place their websites, marketplaces, billing software, and couriers, so that they can work from only one platform. I will not present you the whole process, but only briefly how you can connect an eBay account in easySales. You already have all this information here in support documentation. If you search for eBay, you'll have some information, some photos in order to just get along easily with the platform. But here in our test account, you can go directly in the panel control, which is on the left side, integrations, marketplaces, and you'll see with what kind of marketplaces we have integration in this moment. But more easily, you can just search by the name or by the country if you are interested in a certain country. And first of all, if you don't have an account yet, but after this webinar, you are more than interested in having one, you can click register, click here. And in this way, you can move more easily in the page where you can create an account for eBay. After you have an active eBay account, you can connect it in easySales by clicking this button, Connect. You'll have to authenticate with an eBay account, and after you have done that authentication, you will see that you can click the Edit button, and you will just have to write down some information in these mandatory columns. For example, you have price addition. If you set up this price addition, it will be set up for the new offers that you will list on eBay. But of course, if you want to apply different price additions, you can leave 0 here, and then in easySales, through a bulk edit, you can put different price additions. But again, we can dive more into this information, into this topic, when we will talk one-to-one or during our webinars that are held each Friday. Then you have default shipping tags. If you have if you want some information about certain fields, if you click here or if you put the mouse, you will have more information related to those spots. You have also here default tax rate. It's set up when you are a taxpayer or not. Condition, if your products are new or if they are in good condition, used, etc. Of course, that if you have different kind of products that you will sell on eBay and you will have to set up different conditions, you can do this afterwards from easySales per each offer that you will send to eBay. Then you have payment, shipping, and return policy. All these policies, you will have to set them up first of all in eBay. And it will be somewhere here in my eBay account, in my account business policies. After you have set up this information, you have merchant location. You can set up this one by clicking here, inventory location, add, and you'll have certain information to fill, like name, address, country, city, etc. If you have multiple inventory locations, you just click add again, and you'll add the following one. Last but not least, you have send offers with stock one, yes or no. And then you have send notification to customer that invoice was issued. So when you are finishing, when you complete the order from easySales, when you generate the invoice, automatically that invoice will be sent to the customer. And don't forget to click save so that the marketplace can be connected in easySales. This is a brief presentation, of course, that if you have more questions when you will do this in easySales, you can ask us on chat. You can ask your account manager about this process, or you can schedule an online meeting just to be sure that everything will be set up correctly. And now maybe you are wondering okay, but how am I going to ship those products? Well, here in integrations, couriers, you can see the couriers that we have integrated. And we have a very great partnership with the DHL. For more information about their special prices, you can contact DHL directly. And in order to benefit of those special prices, you just need to mention that you are an easySales customer. And now I also want to say hi to Florin from DHL. I know that he's also in this meeting. I'm very glad that you have been able to participate. But if you're more interested in any other couriers, just search them here in easySales. And if you have any other questions about other couriers that might be integrated, again, chat. Your account manager can be reached here, or we have here a development request if you see that a certain courier is not integrated yet. Okay. For those of you who are right now in this meeting, and maybe you are the first time when you hear about eBay or about easySales, if you want to try our platform, you can easily make a free trial account for 14 days, during which you can test the platform. You will be contacted by a key account manager in order to understand the platform and to learn how you can easily sell your products on different marketplaces. If you're interested in trying a free trial account, you can make a trial account just by clicking this button, try free on our website. And then you will have certain fields to fill in, like name, email address, phone number, and so on and so forth. And afterwards, we will talk one by one about your business. Okay. This was the presentation related to easySales. Now we can start the Q&A session. And we can discuss more about everything that you've heard. I know that there is a lot of information, so I'll also write. Hi, Florin. Now I saw that you also wrote in the chat section. Okay. So let's see. I don't know, Daniel, if you've answered to any other questions lately. if no, okay. So let's see. I see that Adrian, you answered to Costel, Adrian. Okay, and I see that Ionuț has a certain mention. So my issue is with the eBay budget limitation. Me, as a seller, I'm not able to list all my items to multiple countries, like eBay, Italy, Spain, because I have a budget limit. Also, the budget limit takes in consideration the stock I have for each product. So if I have a stock for 1,000 items or a product that costs 300 euros, I have consumed 3,000 euros from the allocated budget. This is bad for the seller and for eBay. How can we address this? Daniel?
Thank you, Eugenia. Thank you, Ionat. So two things about this is what Ionat is asking about is selling limits. Those of you who are still not eBay sellers probably don't know that if you're just starting out your journey with eBay, let's say as a regular seller starting out by themselves, you will only get to list up to 10 different items and up to a value of $500. This is nothing for a business seller, like Ionat here says, yeah? So first, I want to say to you that as part of the growth program for new sellers and under eBay support, what we do for sellers is we enable you to list, thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of items. Also, the budget limit is addressed to fit a business's needs right from the start. What usually sellers do, and maybe you've witnessed this in the past and that, is every 30 days, every month, you can, via your account, you can have you have like a button to ask for a selling limit increase. For this to be approved every 30 days, another increase, eBay needs to see that you're utilizing your existing selling limits. If, let's say this, if you're asking for an increase limit and then eBay team sees that you're only utilizing 20% of your limits or 60%, the request would be denied. So I would suggest to first check this. In terms of the number of items that you have, another suggestion, and this is something that usually businesses do. You mentioned here, if I have 1,000 pieces of a certain item, I wouldn't reflect all of these 1,000 different pieces within the eBay listings. It's enough to have like a rule within the system to show a quantity of 3, let's say, or 2, it doesn't matter, yeah, and of course to renew it every time that the inventory goes low because there has been a purchase. Yeah, and this way, of course, you can list many more items. And of course, not exceed both the quantity limit and the budget limit that you have within your account. I hope this helped.
Thank you, Daniel. I see that Mr. Mihai has a question too. If the company is not VAT payer in Romania, what I must do to be legally or right to sell on eBay Germany or eBay Poland, or are the same rules for both of them?
So look, VAT is a complete world. Yeah, of course, there has been a lot of changes in Europe in this regard. It depends, of course, where you would choose to sell on eBay. But most likely, if you would sell on ebay.de, this is the German platform, at some point of time, you will need to have a VAT registered in Germany. What we do as part of the program, we also connect our sellers to VAT agencies out there that are also giving unique prices and services to eBay sellers to also register their business. There's usually a certain threshold that from which you surpass the sales, you will need to pay VAT in a specific country. In addition to that, I will say that this is, let's say, if you sell on eBay.de, so probably most of the sales would be to Germany. As a seller on eBay, you have the complete freedom to choose where you would like to sell to and which countries you don't want to sell to. So, for instance, one seller can choose to sell all over the world, to enable shipping to many different countries. In this case, if, for instance, tomorrow you will also surpass the threshold in Italy for sales, you will need to also have a VAT registered in Italy. It depends on the specific country. Other sellers may say, okay, I don't want to sell locally at all, so I will exclude Romania, let's say, from the listings. Or, for instance, I don't want to sell to Brazil because the return rate in Brazil is high, or whatever reason. Yeah, Brazil is just an example. I'm not talking about Brazil actually. Yeah, so you have the full freedom to do so. And I think that the best solution would be, of course, to at the time of truth, when you need, of course, to decide, to consult with an accountant or any of the VAT agencies that we would be happy to connect you with.
Thank you, Daniel. I see that Mr. Ionuț wants to be unmuted. Just a second so that I can check how I can do that in a second. I need to check the list of the participants, and that's why I'm saying this. Let's see where you are. In a second. See more. Okay. Okay, I found you, Mr. Ionuț. You can turn on the microphone, Mr. Ionuț. Let us know if you have any.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. I want to continue the discussion with Daniel for the eBay limits, selling limits. I am in the growth program. I have a 10K product limits and 500K euro budget, but my catalog is around 3,700 products. Even if I've listed my products with a stock between 5 and 10 items, I still cannot list more than 400 items. And eBay for now doesn't want to increase my budget. I'm limited by the budget and not by the items limitation. How can we do to bypass this restriction of 500K euro? Because for me, it's not helping. If you want to make money, if I want to make money, these limitations has no sense for now. Because we are a legitimate company. We have provided all the documentations that we were asked, but still the limit is there.
Okay, thank you. You're absolutely right. If you're, a business that wants to grow, it makes 0 sense for you to not be able to list your items on eBay. Now, you mentioned that you are now supported as part of eBay growth program. So what I would suggest you to do is to contact your growth advisor. It could be email.
I already did.
And tell him or her exactly what is the needed limit. Usually for new sellers without an issue, we upload the limits, increase the limits up to $1 million at least. And of course, once you're ready to list more items, it's also shouldn't be an issue. Yeah, and again, and just for everyone to know, the reason that it's possible is because Ionut, is this the name, or Ionut?
Yes, it doesn't matter. You can say Adrian, it's more easy. I don't hear you anymore.
You hear me?
Now I can.
Okay, so I'm explaining to the rest of the people listening today that the reason that we can increase your selling limits and also Adrian's selling limits so significantly right from the start is because you are supported by growth program. It means that your business has been vetted by eBay, and the risk teams can be rest assured that you're a legit business, and we can, of course, allow you to list many items. For businesses that are not supported, it's not the case, because then the risk teams want to say, it's a new seller. We can't let them, upload many items and treat buyers in a negative way. So just to conclude, you can either write your growth manager, you can also write me personally. It shouldn't be an issue to raise your salary.
I have already spoke with the account manager from the growth program and didn't help. That's why I'm asking it here.
Just forward with the correspondence with the growth advisor, and again, it shouldn't be an issue to, let's say, at least up to $1 million at this stage of a new business.
It's still very little.
Okay, so that's what I would suggest just now to, of course, keep everyone is if you can email me the details, and then we can see
okay.
which stage of life you are.
Thanks a lot.
Just keep in mind that it's also, of course, also eBay, of course, easySales, it's everyone's interest to help you list more items so you will be able to sell more successfully at the end of the day.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Notes, for your question. I just want also, before taking another question, I want to also to leave in the chat easySales email contact. If you have some questions or if you want to set up a meeting in order to find out how you can sell your products on eBay, because again, we just showed you how you can connect the eBay account, but there are more informations afterwards. You can reach us at contact around easySales Linux, I don't know how to say it in English right now, sales.com minus, okay. And then we will schedule an online meeting and we'll talk more about this. Okay, and I see that Mr. Mihai has a question. For how long we will have the support from eBay team and how we will contact or speak with them?
So the training itself, usually we're talking about around five sessions with your growth advisor. Each session covering unique, content like creating the listing, marketing, communication with buyers. You will also have homework in between, for instance, listing your items or getting in touch with the vendor that we will introduce you if you wish to list, thousands of items. This is just a training program. The businesses that are eligible to participate in the growth program will enjoy a first year account management. Yeah, you will have, as I mentioned, your very own growth manager. You will know him or her by name. You will have their emails. You will go on, phone calls with them for the education sessions. And what happens at the end of the year? eBay will, of course, come and look at the account and say, okay, let's done this year, what is the progress, how engaged is the seller, and then there will be a decision whether to continue supporting the account, not as part of the new seller journey, or of course allow you to continue selling independently. So of course it's a mutual effort, yeah, to get a new seller to sell, the best possible during this first 12 months.
Thank you, Daniel. If Mr. Mihai has some other questions related to this topic, Mr. Mihai, you can still write your questions in chat. I scrolled in this chat section and I've seen that I forgot one question from Mr. Bogdan Grigore. He's interested in how he can create a product listing. How complex, better said, is to handle that process? Maybe Daniel, you will answer to this regarding eBay, and then I'll answer regarding easySales process.
Yeah, absolutely. So, look, the answer would probably be different if you're let's say, an individual seller, if I want to list my iPhone, or if you're a business with thousands of items like Adrian here, yeah? So you have two options. You have, of course, the manual flow. It's easy if it's one listing. I mean, there's, of course, the best practices, how to list a good listing. It wouldn't be easy to list manually if you want to list thousands of items. What businesses usually do is they're using a few different options. Yeah, you can use tools like easySales. Yeah, anything between a complete API integration with eBay with your ERP system, or plug and play tools that will help you not only create your catalog, product and kind of bulk push it into eBay. Yeah, but also at the end of the day, you will not need to only upload items in the first time. We'll also need some sort of mechanism to help you synchronize your orders, your inventory level, not only at eBay, assuming that you're also selling at other marketplaces or your own website. The reason it's important is because on eBay, one thing that is important is also avoiding stockouts. If, for instance, you will say that you have a quantity of 3 items from a certain listing and it will be all sold, you will need to deliver the quantity of 3. If you go to the buyer and say, oh, well, listen, I made a mistake, I only have 1 to ship, this is a defect in your account and could possibly severely affect your seller standing. So also here, there are different solutions from semi-manually like using an Excel file, exporting an Excel file. You have also internal tools to do that every day, every week. It doesn't matter. It depends on of course, on the volume, uploading the Excel file with the current inventory. Or probably it's easier to use third-party tools to help you manage this, both for listing in bulk, in one button, many listings onto eBay, and of course the day-to-day work of doing this automatically in the back of the screen for you.
Thank you, Daniel, again. We will have in front of us 10 more minutes in this Q&A session. I just want to highlight very shortly how you can do that product listing from easySales on eBay. First of all, you need to have connected your online store, or at least to use the virtual shop from easySales, which is like a catalog of products where you can upload your products if you don't have an online store, for example, or if you can't connect it. And again, you need to connect your eBay account in easySales. It needs to be active. And afterwards, you will have to do that category mapping, when you associate your basic category to the one that it's the most appropriate in eBay. And eBay has also, as far as I know, Daniel, it has also some mandatory characteristics. Not all categories have this, but certain do. And afterwards, after that category mapping, you will just have to select the desired products and click the button Add Offers on eBay. Of course, easySales has also a translation instrument that helps you to translate from Romanian in English, or let's say Polish, or what other marketplace, or in Dutch, in German, if you have the products in Romanian. So you will be able to translate your offers once you add them on eBay. But again, you can contact us also on our email, and then we will schedule a meeting in order to talk more about this. Going further, Mr. Raresh has another question. Are there prerequisites, sorry for this word, or conditions a small business need to qualify for in order to enter the growth program?
So that's a good question. First and foremost, it needs to be a business that is suitable with selling on eBay. Sometimes we get applicants from hotels or plumbers or lawyers, obviously not something that can be sold on eBay because it's only physical goods, but also type of inventory that can also be sold internationally quite easily. So let's say if you're selling refrigerators or laundry machines, also probably not the most successful type of product to focus on. Beyond that, and you can see it also on the growth program link that I've added here in chat, there is a preliminary requirement of having at least 100 different items for the business, 100 different SKUs. What it means essentially is that if you're a small business, let's say a designer that designs 20 different types of necklaces, you would probably be too small to be eligible for this growth program. This is the fact because this program basically costs eBay thousands of dollars for each and every participant, but to you, of course, it's offered completely for free. In this case, if you're too small of a business for the program, you would still get from us, from eBay, an email with a detailed toolbox, guides, videos, how to start selling independently on eBay, and also a benefit of 250 listings to be listed for free on ebay.com. So these are usually, the most, let's say, prominent criteria to be accepted to the program.
Thank you, Daniel. And one more question for you from Mr. Mihai. On eBay, other sellers can use your listing and from a price and performance algorithm win the buy button. He's selling on Emac, and this is happening there if you don't have your brand registered.
So I can answer on a brand perspective, yeah. So on eBay, one of the rules is that you will need to have your very own listing. Yeah, it means that you cannot copy it. I'll give you an example. Yeah, if you're now listing a new item and you're taking the photo of the brand, like from the catalog of, let's say, Nike, and also copying their text, from the catalog itself without authorization. Tomorrow it can happen, it could also not happen. Yeah, Nike, if they like, they can be registered as a brand owner on eBay, and they can contact eBay and ask us to remove your listings because you're infringing their rights. It means that you're using data that does not belong to you. Yeah, so there's a list of many, brand owners on eBay. I can share that usually they're more active during the holiday season, November, December. This is the fact. So even said that, I can say that many sellers still choose to, use existing catalogs, and it could work for a while. But we always, of course, encourage sellers as much as possible to have your own photo, to have your own text, yeah, that is yours to be used for your listing. Now, in terms of price, so I'm guessing that there are third-party tools that can monitor different prices on different marketplaces, not just eBay. My recommendation would be to every time, all the time, conduct market research. It means that if, for instance, last month you had a bestseller, you had many, many sales of a certain item, and then suddenly this month you see that, suddenly no drop in sales, and it's not like a seasonal item, with a valid explanation. Search the platform, understand what competitors are now doing differently. It is possible, and this is something that I encourage you to do as well, that they searched eBay, your listing was on the top of search results, and they saw that your price is better than theirs, so they lowered their price. Yeah, so I guess that this competition is something to be expected all the time, and you need to keep, of course, also monitoring your sales and performance, and also competition.
Thank you very much, Daniel, again for your valuable information. Now I see that we have one more question, but as I told you, in almost 5 minutes the webinar will end, so maybe we will catch one more question if you have one for Adrian as well, for example, regarding his business and about his journey in how he started in eBay and what kind of difficulties did he have along the way. As far as I can see, Mr. Cosmin has a question regarding easySales fees. And for this, I'll share the screen also just to show you also our fees. easySales has 4 basic subscriptions: Starter, Accelerator, Smart, and Performer. Each of them has a certain limit of orders and offers per month. So if we are talking about Starter, for example, it has 300 orders per month as a limit and 15,000 offers monthly. An offer is a product listed on a marketplace. So if you have 100 products in your online store, but you want to sell on eBay, USA, UK, Poland, and Germany, you will have 400 offers because each product is present on a certain marketplace. Then it's the Accelerator. It has a limit of 1,000 orders per month, Smart 2,500 orders per month, and Performer has a limit of 5,000 orders per month. But again, here we will discuss more if you want during the trial account or during the time when you have that subscription in easySales. Okay. Do we have any other questions for our guests, for Daniel, or maybe for Adrian? If yes, you can write them down in the chat section. But before having that question, I want to thank you again, Daniel and Adrian. It was a really pleasure to listen to your information, to hear to Adrian's successful story, and I wish you good luck, Adrian, in your further way of doing the business that you're doing. And thank you, Daniel, for being such a very lovely guest and for sharing all the great information regarding selling on eBay. And I see that our participants are thanking as well. Thank you, Mr. Cosmin, Mr. Sergio, and Mr. Mihai. And thank you as well to all the others who didn't write in chat, but they listened to us. If you don't have any other questions, then we can end this webinar, but we will keep in touch again through our chat, email, and through all the connections that we have. And wish you a great day, Daniel and Adrian.
Thank you so much, Eugenia. It's been lovely. It's great to be here. Thank you, everyone. And Adrian, your story is very inspiring. I hope that we will get many more such stories from the participants here today.
Thank you very much. I hope you do. Thank you for the invitation again.
You're welcome. See you. Thank you very much. Wish you a great day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.